Alright, welcome back to Jedi Jive, everyone. I'm Mike. I'm about to watch Kenobi, a Star Wars fan film. I remember seeing Jamie Costa on Collider talking about this, and then they debuted the trailer for this, and it looked pretty interesting. I didn't realize that it was going to be an almost 20-minute movie. I thought it would probably be shorter than that, but I guess this is going to end up being somewhat substantial, so I'm ready to sit down and watch this. I don't exactly know what to expect, but I feel like I got a little bit of feel for the vibe from it from the trailer, so let's jump right in and see how it goes. Nice, very cinematic. Love the feel already. Nice, dude. This is obviously a drone shot.
Master. Help me. Why won't you answer?
Nice. Try to communicate with Qui-Gon. Nice, man. I like it so far.
How long are you gonna keep this up? You know you watching over that boy is more of a threat than anything. Anyone knew you were here? You think you're protecting him? You're putting him in danger, Ben. And not just him.
No one knows I'm here.
But they will. And they may not be able to connect the boy to you, but they could definitely connect you to him. You can't avoid the Empire the rest of your life.
The Empire doesn't know we're here. And they never will.
They're as foolish as your dead religion. It was just announced that the Empire's on the Outer Rim. The last transport leaves tonight. For Luke's sake, I hope you're on it.
Just makes me wonder how many scenes exactly like this we're going to get in the Kenobi series. I mean, this is stuff people have been wanting for a while. Just Owen Lars and Obi-Wan Kenobi interacting with each other.
Is now the time.
Oh, okay. Are you kidding? There's a Tusken Raider? Oh.
No, I need you to scan this one.
Nice.
No, you're incorrect.
I don't know what their budget was for this movie,
Luke,
but
can you
it's
help
great.
me find something?
Luke.
Owen? Troop transport. Stormtroopers.
I knew it. Hide the boy.
Okay, so this is like what, 5 or so years after Order 66? I don't know if they gave an exact date. Luke to be like less than 5 years old there though. And Owen and Bruce still look relatively young. Nice. Pretty solid special effects there. Good sound design too. Did they get 501st members in this? Yeah, they must have.
Owen and Bruce. Greetings. On behalf of the Empire.
Yeah, he has to be British. They have to be British. Nice.
That's right, it's just Owen and I.
Just the two of you. You farm this land all alone? That seems a bit much.
It is, but it keeps us busy. A lot of late nights.
A little bit of an Orson Krennic.
Stabbed.
What is the point of all of this? A census? We never
A
had
little bit of an Krennic vibe there.
It's for your own protection, I assure you. It's important to know who's coming and who's going.
We don't need an emperor out here. We're doing just fine.
Ooh, careful.
We don't need your protection.
Of course you don't. Until you do.
Sir, found something.
Don't shoot, he's just a child!
Now, I thought you said it was just the two of you. Who is he?
He's a...
Come on, Kenobi.
You don't need to see their identification.
Nice. You don't need to see his identification. Hello there.
Hello there.
Yes.
Hello there. Who are you?
I'm the boy's uncle. Ran off on me again. Getting too big for me to keep up with.
What of his parents?
Dead, I'm afraid. Some time now.
Don't I know you from somewhere?
Oh, come on. Tell me he lightsabers these motherfuckers.
Where are you from?
We're just passing through.
You're very good at avoiding questions. Search him.
Wait a minute. Is that, what's his name? James, Obi-Wan Kenobi from Clone Wars, right?
Wasn't that in a Pazaak game?
Not likely.
That's totally him. Holy shit.
We can go about our business. We are no
concerned you.
Come again.
Come on, Ben.
We are of no concern to you.
Holy shit. Owen just straight up shot the dude. Yes. Dude, great music. Nice, man. We're getting to see Owen Lars get down and dirty, man. This is great. Oh shit! Owen took one. Dude, fantastic music right now. Couldn't they get a blonde kid to play Luke? Wilhelm scream, nice. He's not gonna light it. He doesn't want Luke to see. Oh shit. Nice. Wow. So he's young, but Luke just watched that.
Is everyone all right?
This kid's just smiling.
He'll be all right. You just need to get him home.
Are you all right?
Yeah, they should have gotten a blonder kid. I don't read Luke on that kid's face at all. I mean, he's cute and all, but not the best casting.
Thank you.
Of course.
Nice, he sees the lightsaber.
May the Force be with you. We're going to report back that your men were caught in a fight with Sand People, and that the records of this area are up to date, and that there is no interest here.
We were caught in a fight with Sand People.
Nice.
Our records are up to date. There is no interest here.
Now move along.
Moving along.
Jamie Costa's got the look too, man.
And that you won't be needing your blaster.
I won't be needing my blaster.
That's definitely right out of Force Awakens. Angel, drop your weapon. Yeah, just replace that kid with some feathery-haired blonde child, and it would be that much better. So, is he just specifically using Anakin's saber because he happened to have like pulled it out and thrown it off the cliff, and then he had to defend himself with it? That, yeah, okay. Because I'm like, he does have his own saber. Where's that? That's awesome, man. Jason Satterlund. Good job, man. I'm impressed. I'm gonna let some of these credits roll. Okay, so yeah, Jamie Costa is definitely heavily involved in this too. James Arnold Taylor, there you go. Hell yeah, they got James Arnold Taylor in on it. I love it. That gives it like a little bit of extra, just feels a little bit more authentic. But yeah, I mean, as far as like as just like the sound design and the cinematography, you could tell that this was a fan film, but this is definitely amongst like the higher tier, I would say. You know what? I'm gonna continue to let this play, but just with the volume off. Yeah, no, I thought that was like really good. I thought that the story touched on a bunch of things that are I'm convinced that that's stuff that they're going to go into in the Kenobi series. Like this although they say that, I think that's supposed to be 8 years. Is it 8 years after Order 66? So around the same time, like Luke will be, oh man, is Luke going to be in the Kenobi series? That's just like it must be, right? There's so many questions, so many questions. I know people were like, oh, we're going to see Maul in the Kenobi series. Like, I don't want to talk too much about the Kenobi series. We're going to have plenty of time to do that. I want to talk about this movie right now because I think that this is like, for, you know, when people make fan films like this, like they can't profit off of this. And this is basically just a passion project. When people do this, there's just somebody's putting their money into it and they just love Star Wars so much. They just want to tell this story. And that really shows through. Obviously, one of like the biggest arguments online right now is just the way Disney and Lucasfilm is handling or has handled the sequel trilogy, and the way that people are gunning for guys like Favreau and Filoni to have more control over there, because they're people that really, really care about Star Wars and know their Star Wars. And you can tell that Jamie Costa and these people know their Star Wars, care about their Star Wars, and they really want to get it right. And this is their own interpretation of what may happen. We may see something completely different, but just the choice to have like Owen Lars, for instance, not only is he saying to Ben, like, you need to leave, like you're endangering Luke just being here, but he's also picking up a blaster and getting in the fight and defending Luke on his own terms. And I think that's cool, because one of those things we see in A New Hope, the original Star Wars movie, is Owen Lars and him suggesting that he's had some sort of, rocky relationship with Obi-Wan in the past. He's like, that wizard's just a crazy old man, or, he doesn't want Luke to have any interaction with Ben Kenobi, because he knows that that's just gonna, he's gonna go off on one of his wild adventures, and he's gonna end up using the Force and learning about his past, and he doesn't want him to have any knowledge of his father. He just says, I told you to forget about it. And you can see that here in this movie. They really made it so that Owen just wants Ben to stay away. Although, I mean, at the end, they make it so that it's one of those reluctant, he realizes he has no choice. Like, the Empire is always going to be there. The Empire is, whether or not Ben is there, they're going to come and they're going to make trouble. So having Ben there is just like, it's a necessity, whether he likes it or not. I like also that they touched on, like, Ben was actually, Owen confronts him in the beginning and says, like, you need to leave. And Ben's going to do it. He takes Anakin's lightsaber and throws it off a cliff. Like, he was actually going to, like, abandon his post, if you will. But then, he's forced to retrieve the lightsaber in order to defend himself. And then we get that awesome last scene. I was really impressed with the music, actually, in this, because that's one of the things that really makes Star Wars strong, like, is that John Williams music. And this, it's hard to get that sort of same flavor without ripping off John Williams music. You can't just like put the Imperial March in your movie and then call it a day. Like, you actually have to come up with your own themes, and whoever did the music for this, I didn't catch it, did a really good job. And not just the music, but also the sound design in general. Like, the audio overall was definitely aesthetic, and it really just like fit the visuals. And there were definitely some impressive visuals in there too. I don't know exactly where they went to get some of those panning drone shots, but I felt like Tatooine to me. That really felt like Tatooine. So, I mean, props to these people for really putting this together, because this is something that like people have been wanting, and I know we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it next year, and we're getting it. Deborah Chow, who's directed my favorite episodes of The Mandalorian, is gonna be directing the Kenobi series. So we're gonna be getting like much higher budget version of basically exactly this. Like I said, I don't know what their budget was for this movie, but I mean, they had Luke's speeder there. I don't know. That might actually be a mistake, because I seem to recall Luke mentioning something about. There's something about how like when Luke acquired that speeder, because in that scene in A New Hope where Luke is giving 3PO the bath, or actually no, it's when he finds out that R2-D2 has escaped, and he's like, what are you doing back there? And 3PO is like hiding behind another speeder. That was supposed to be like the old Lars family speeder. So I think that might actually be a little bit of an error in this movie. Comment below if I'm wrong, let me know, but I seem to recall that Luke's speeder was like the newer model. So I don't think at this point in time, like when Luke is like 5 years old, which is like 15 years before A New Hope, that they would have that speeder already. It's still a cool visual. I think that's what's more important, is most people aren't going to nitpick like that. They're not going to know a detail like that, even if it is true. They're just going to be like, oh, look, speeder, like, an astromech droid like R2-D2, like in a moisture evaporator. Like it felt like we were there. Obviously, like they don't have the budget and all the special effects to get like the speeders to look great, because every time we had a speeder shot, it would just show somebody parking the speeder and you'd hear the audio. You wouldn't actually see them driving it. But, that's obviously a budgetary limitation. I don't have much more to say. This is really good, and I'm going to recommend it to people, because that actually flew by. I thought 18 minutes was going to be like a drag. There were a little bit of pacing in the beginning where I wanted it to pick up and see some action, but by the end we got a lightsaber battle and great music, and Jamie Costa did a great job. He's definitely a master of his craft, because he really stepped into that Obi-Wan Kenobi role, and I bought it. So, hey man, I give this 2 thumbs up, and I'm gonna go tell people to watch this. So if you guys really like this, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.